All right, it is Wednesday, December 9th. Today was one of the craziest days in the market you'll see in a while. Let's just start with Dow Jones was down 105, S&P minus 23, NASDAQ 243, small caps minus 13. VIX was up 22.27, 7.69%. Gold was pretty flat, 1838, silver 24, crude oil 45.75. And, let's start with the runners today. We're just trying to focus now on, the top gainers. This is how you're making money trading. You can trade other stuff, swings and stuff. But, this is the moves in the market. Unless the market crashes or something, you'll get, you can play ETFs certain ways, different things you can play. GLSI, Greenwich Life Sciences, was up 1,200%, 1,300% right now. You can see right here. Skyrockets were in 2,000% after Upbeat data on breast cancer treatment. This was on FinViz. And the float on this, I got like 1 million. I don't know if you even 1.5 million. I don't know if you can get a right float on this. It's so crazy. So this move, that news was, let's see when it came out, 9:05 a.m. to 9:09. Yeah, this made a move up, and then it got real shady. This is the 3 minute. See the halts? Let's get to the 5 minute. The volume was sketchy. It came down to like 0, and then the volume would come up to 618,000. And then this pretty much, if you draw a line right here, it started to get higher above 30. That 30 line was huge, and then 36. Then it's exploded up, and here was your top high of 158.07. This stock started at 521 today. That is an incredible move. Now, play this is insane. You have volume down here that's 0. Did pick up a little bit. It's a dangerous play though. If you're a newbie, I wouldn't play this. If you're experienced, you can play it. There's reasons too. This could be a T12 halt. If it goes up this much and they halt it, and then T12 halt, it could be down for months and months, your money's stuck. When something's this explosive, I mean, it did have legitimate news though. So I'm not sure if they would halt it on that. Sometimes you get stocks that move. Remember Elfin, and they found, there's illegal doings going on there. I mean, this did have legitimate news, so I'm not sure how that would factor into that. So, see here, 30. If I'm playing this, I'm doing like 25 shares. I'll make freaking $2,000 from it or something. Let's get it to 1 minute. Look at these halts here. Halt, halt, stair step the whole way. You do see in the 1 minute at 13 EMA, and eventually it came down hard. See the 3 minute. I mean, it's so risky. I'm just looking back now. If I put 20 shares or something, but I mean, you can play it on that risk. You have a big account. I just wouldn't go crazy. If you're halted, you're screwed. But, to each his own. This is stock trading. If you know what you're doing, you're taking risks. So, I mean, it was just incredible. But you have no volume here. And then 472,000. And then it was just all over the place. FinViz is 1.56 million float, or 174. 1.56 is, excuse me, trade ideas. So, this was an incredible move. The penny stocks have been going pretty crazy lately, and that's super insane. But today was really one of the best days we've had in a while. So, you can play this different ways. Watch the T12 halt. If you have no volume like this and it's sketchy, change your risk. Don't put in, thousands of shares on this. Even if you did, look, you put 1,000 here times 10, you're already down like $10,000. If you do 100 on 10, you're down 1,000 if this drops. So it's extremely risky, but these do happen. And, you know, go small size. If this drops 25, that's a $10 gain. That's 250, what, $250? That's not a bad risk. You're only risking 250. And there it goes. So insane. Look at the daily chart. High wick. Did nothing. Recent IPO. So insane. XBIO. Enetic Biosciences stock more than quadruples on massive volume at their partners Upbeat trial. Partners pivotal phase 3, 8:35 a.m. So this took a big candle up. Remember we said this before, big candle up. So it's pretty high here. It did come back. You know, find this 325 line, 350, and then come up. Draw a line right here. It broke above that. So it broke above that 4 line. You know, got to 525-ish and came back and exploded up again. Tougher move. You draw your line here. Yes, back and forth move here. So this is the 5 minute. You bring this out. Once you see this pull up, it's not bad here. You get a 3 minute. You had a 350 hold, and then it really explodes up. 5 came back down. So it's not a bad long, a little bit tougher move. But that 350 was nice. And see at the open, I like to trade the open. Then it came back again. You're seeing a lot of these open up long, then a nice pullback, then a long again, then they fade. And that's been the past few days now. So this had good news. 5.3 million in float. And yeah, this was a pretty good long. So see right here. It's filled right to, look at the bottom of the gap here. It's 6. See, once this goes up, you look for areas like that. That is after hours. SLS 4, 5 came back 450. See these dips, and that's because your 1320 EMAs right there. It's a nice solid guide on that. RCKT Rocket Pharmaceuticals. On this one, not bad. You have 44, and see your 13 is already above your 20 EMA. Then 46, and this explodes up. You didn't know what it's going to do like that candle, and it went to 62. It's some crazy gains today, some big moves to the long side. Give it a 3 minute here, you can see that. IMNP, that's after hours. GOVX. GeoVax Labs. This came here to 325. 325 all the way to 350. 4. And exploded up. Look where this touched, exactly at 750. Look at that. And you have your 13 above your 20. So it's a nice guide here coming up as your support. As this is a lagging indicator. The more and more I look, 13, 20 EMA. I mean, you can use the 9s and make it a little tighter. And they're so good at recognizing these moves. I mean, when these moves explode, and it could be here, it could be morning. And then until you see something's like a sell signal, I see this turned over late. It's lagging here. It's not up close here. You'd have to bring it to like the 5 EMA. It's going to come down real hard here. But this is a spacer. It's big space. So traders know when you see that, it's a topping tail from the bottom to the top of the pattern here. It's a big move there. So these are just guides, but it's a good guide when you're going up here. Like, it's not a sell here. It's not a sell here. It has to prove it's a sell, basically. YQ, another one. See this riding up all the way to 19. You know, came back pretty hard here and it really exploded up to 22. Now your 10 minutes even better than this. Some of these, the higher time frames are even better. I don't want to really get it at 15. I mean, at 10, sort of the sweet spot. So 16 to 19. See, this explodes up here. And there's your sell pretty much. See, on this, it's coming down real hard. You might get out there if you see it in the 5 minute. And then you're just going line to line. And once you see that, you're back in here, that 18 line. NTEC, total fade. Vero, you up to 340, 380, back to 350. Not a bad long there. CNET, total fade again. Look at this, straight up. The high got lower. See this each time get lower, then it pounced down and got really faded to the short side. UDIT, that's a big candle up. This candle came down to 46.04. Remember, play 46 up to 46.05 will be your 5 cent line. You would have got filled there, and then this takes off. Look at this, 55, great long. When you get in these, see, preferably early, you get down here somewhere or here, sort of the middle. I mean, you don't know where it's going to go. You can look in the daily chart and see, you just don't know until you have a sell signal. When you see this and you just say you're in down here, and this goes up, and this starts to fade down like this, and you can see it's a sell because you went from bottom to top. So it's not that complicated. In the time you're looking at it, it can be. You know, you can be looking at different things and it could, you know, shake you out. There's QS, too choppy. See, when you see this, way choppy, you can tell a chart's choppy. CYTK, 17, 1850, all the way to near 21 plus. Not great volume. I only had like 51,000, but it was doable. Still doable in that. Gene was a pop up at 2, 350, all the way to 5 plus. This is down here, SELP. Here's Fran. There's another one. You see a lot of these moves today too, a little straight up and this total fade down. That's like one candle on the 5 minute. Here's a V-Ray. And a bad little push up. Lost my place here. CLSN. Oh, here's Chris. Here's OMI. See right here? 26 all the way to 29. Yeah, this keeps moving. There's no sell. You're looking here. Is this a sell? You're like, okay, but you got to wait. You got to give it room to at least these moving averages, see what it does. All right. So GLSI really ignites the penny stock market, 1,300%. XVIO is nice. Rocket is a good long. GOVX, a lot of good longs today. Longs have just been on fire lately. There's some good shorts in there too. Some of these stocks are spiking up, this fading. So take a look at UVXY. Remember we call this, looks like it's going to move. That's a big volume there. Something's up with that volume. It's high as it's been, although it did fade down here. 4 hour came out. Yeah, this could be the move where we head down for a downtrend here. Look at the VIX holding that 20 level. If I can bring this down further. Come on, I'm trying to, this is what's wrong with this? I'm trying to get this TC2000. This is the retracement level, Fibonacci retracement. I'm trying to get it to go right here 20. I guess that's good enough. So you can see this going down. Yeah, we're going down like back and forth. Now we're see the sideways move ever since here. December, look at a sideways. Looks like we want to come up. Divergence is happening. So when you see that something is up, something is up. Now we're coming up. Here's a SPY. Yeah, it's a big, this is a big, big wedge again. You know, the good move. We'd like to see another move maybe down here to like 330. We're way up here. We crossed down a little bit. There's the 4 hour, 2 hour. There's the 1 hour. See that? We're getting tighter. And this comes all the way back from 2018. Look at that. You're above a little bit. I just think we're out of room here. I think we need a pullback. We need a strong pullback. First of all, you know, hedge, excuse me, hedge funds, money managers, and, you know, everyone in between. You really want to get in at the high. That makes no sense. They want to get in here. They want to get in on dips. If we're still moving up, they want to get moving on dips. They're not going to buy the high like that. There's no reason. There's no risk reward here. So I'm looking for that to pull back. Let's see on the bigger chart here. The daily, we're trying. Looks like we're turn over here. You have that 100 day. That was a big move here. That's why I could go back to like 340. Move here, move here. This comes back. See the weekly. Now we'll see tomorrow. We really came here. See, this is the other. We came down at 20. If we get in between there, we're going back hard. We already crossed down on RSI. You can see too, today's volume was pretty high on a bearish day. You know, CCI is going down, slow stochastics are going down, and MACD looks like it wants to cross down. You know, 341 is the 100 day, 314 is the 200 day. I don't know if we're going that far. This is the move. We keep saying it. I don't know what the news will be to drop it, but, you know, we'll see on that. So, you know, interesting moves here. I haven't gone over the ETFs or anything like that recently, long bullish ETFs, because mainly everything's going up. Yeah, we're reached so high at this point, like Soxel. Look at this move. This came back hard today. You go to the weekly. That's look at the 4 hour. Across 2 hour. Yeah, we'll see what this is happening. What's going on with this too. That's going to come down hard here. Like I said, you still have that trend line. This could come back real hard to like 280. We'll see how all this develops right now. That's a big bearish candle today. We moved from 322, 364, then we went to 370. We're crossing down a little bit. We'll see if this is the beginning of something. I mean, day trades are where it's at right now. Individual stocks too. The bearish ETFs have been dead. You know, they could start the rise here. You can see defend. It's almost a double top here. There's the 4-hour. Now you want to look at some bearish ETFs like TZA. Like this is still going down. Look at this here. Here's Faz. Bring this down a little bit lower. Look at this here. We're trying to go sideways a little bit. See the 4-hour? We're starting to come up again. You know, if we make a big move, this will go like $4. So it looks like everything's slowly starting to go that way. Slowly. See SDAO, you had break candles here. MACD, and it's trying to cross up now. So we'll see what happens with that too. Yeah, futures right now, plus 30, nothing great. So you can see this all the way from June. Look at this down. Then we hit that line. We're trying to connect lines here. So next line will be up. If this moves like 16, 17. We need a next bearish move down. That's what it is. NASDAQ. This is a huge wedge in the NASDAQ. Look at this. So I had this going back to 2018. See this? Touched here, and then, you know, trying to make it pretty much touching. And look at this. It's very bearish. Why is the volume on this? I don't know. It looks weird. Draw a line here to here. You know, we broke this. This is a massive wedge. We'll see what happens with this too. We're going to have a fall off tomorrow or the next. You know, is this going to come down to, you know, 11,200 or? And here's the DGI. Draw this line up. See this? Back and forth, back and forth. You draw this too. See, this is very tight. This could drop right through like that. We get bad news here. Coronavirus cases are, you know, out of control right now. 200 some thousand, going towards 300,000. We're in December now. You know, cold, Northeast, flu, cold. A lot of things up in the air still. They say the economy is, you know, getting better. I just don't see it. You know, they said maybe what 8 million out of work, 10 million. It's more like 20 million. You combine unemployed, not looking for work, maybe part-time. They always inflate them numbers to make it look better than it is, which is not true. So we'll see if something's up here. We've been going slowly, like grinding up, and you can see here in the Dow Jones, we get a pullback. It'll be pretty strong. Yeah, here's your trend line. Then you draw this up. It's almost like we're fear and greed index is like 80 something too. It's just like borrowed time right now. This 30,000 all-time high pandemic. You know, things are completely out of control. Cities are still closed again with like restaurants, businesses, gyms, bars, you know, all kinds of different businesses. You know, they're going to close down even more where they're only going to allow a certain amount of people in these businesses. It's completely nuts at this point. So, yeah, we'll see if something happens here. And they say things are getting better. I mean, because they have the vaccine, but nothing's getting better really at this point. Cases are going up. So they're not opening everything up, which is not good. All right, so yeah, that VIX is creeping up. So is UVXY. Small caps are hot. I think small caps will cool if the stock market, really cools down. If we get a big move down, a big pullback to maybe a 341, I would look for 341. That's the 100th day. That happened in the past September, happened in November. And so I would look for that move. So we'll see if that happens. All right, so plenty of things to trade. Things are still on fire. Either way you look at it, there's so many things to trade at this point. That's it. Please subscribe and like the channel. We are out for now. Peace.